Starting your own museum sounds fun, but if you're not careful, things can get chaotic really fast. Here are some beginner tips to help you build a thriving museum in 2 Point Museum. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So today I'm going to give you some beginner tips for 2 Point Museum. These are the things I wish I knew so that I didn't have to stay with the museum layouts or ideas that it gave me, and I didn't have to keep either deleting stuff or reorganizing stuff so that the game worked for me. So I'm going to start with the first tip. Tip number 1 is start small and expand wisely. So avoid overspending and focus on compact layouts to start off with, because if you expand straight away, you will run out of money very, very quickly, and you don't need to fill the space all at once. The visitors don't mind if you have empty sections. They just won't go to those areas, or they'll just walk straight through those areas. It doesn't negatively impact your museum in any way. So just do it when you have enough money or have enough exhibits to put in another section to then expand your museum. Tip number 2 is to plan your layout for the flow of the museum. So position exhibits, pathways, and facilities to avoid congestion, and try to make the museum flow without providing any dead ends as such. You can create sections of exhibits that have themes, and they can be dead ends, and I'll talk a little bit about that in another tip. But you want to use a really clear path to the visitors moving efficiently, and you can use things like decorations and one-way systems to kind of make that flow really nicely and keep the visitors moving. This is also really effective for tours as well. So when you get access to this feature, the tours are really a good way to plan the layout, the flow as well. You also want to make sure things like bathrooms are not too close to each other, food supplies aren't too close to each other, and they're spread out very well. So you've got things at the front of the museum and things at the back of the museum so that it all flows really nicely. So tip 3 is optimize exhibit placement. So this kind of goes with tip 2. You need to group similar exhibits together for themed areas, which I will talk about in the next tip, tip 4. And you need to avoid cramming too much into one space. So they need to be spread out so that visitors can go up to them. Some visitors can climb on them. They can't be behind any barriers or behind any decorations. Visitors need to literally walk up to the exhibit, and you need to be able to let visitors explore them naturally. You need to also be able to balance small and large exhibits. So if you have too many big exhibits in one area, the guests will just focus on that one area and kind of be disappointed with the smaller exhibit area. So if you mix all of the small and large exhibits, they will kind of walk between them all, and you'll get more satisfaction and more buzz points. It will also mean that if you put too many big exhibits together, because they are so big and large, the guests have less areas to walk between, and you'll find lots of like little congestion areas. So having big and small exhibits together means that the guests can walk between them very easily. Tip 4 is to create themed areas with your exhibits. So group similar exhibits together to boost engagement and buzz and make the museum more immersive for the visitors. So group things like prehistory together, the frozen history together, group some of the fossils together. This also helps when you're trying to organize the tours, because the tours have a rating against poor, good, great, and perfect. So if you can get a really good flow going with your tour and the correct exhibits together for the tour, you will get a perfect score. So this helps so much with the tour and with the length of the tours as well. It also means that you can customize the flooring and the wallpaper and do all that fun customization as well if you want to, if you choose to do that, because you have it in sections as well. Tip 5 is prioritize hiring the right staff. So don't just hire anybody that you see on the hiring page. Look for good traits, and if you need to, hire the person with the good traits and then train them up. They will unlock more training slots as you progress through the game. So take that one training slot for the one you think is the most important. To train them isn't that expensive or that long. It is actually really quick to train staff members. If you don't like the look of any of the staff that are on the hire page, or you need a expert that isn't on that hire page, you can go down to the bottom and advertise a job role, and it will bring up another page where you can specify what you are looking for. This is really handy for experts if you are looking for a specific expert in a certain area. And you can also assign staff to specific tasks to maximize their efficiency as well. So if you have a lot of assistants and you want only 2 of the assistants to be on the gift shop, you can actually go in the staff tab and tab over and click them so that only 2 assistants work on the gift shop and the rest can do the other assistant jobs. This works for all of the staff as well, so you can do it with the janitors, with the security, and with the experts. Tip 6 goes along with tip 5. Train staff instead of over hiring. So instead of hiring too many low-level employees, invest in training staff. So as soon as another slot becomes available in that staff member, go to that staff member and train them up. I usually train janitors and security guards in that aerodynamic one because they can be faster and they have more movement speed. I usually train assistants with the gift shop one and the thoughts one, or the customer service one, and then the experts I usually train in like survival skills or tour guidelines or rapid restoration analysis, things like that, so that each of the skills will help each of the individual areas that you need. As well, well-trained staff actually perform better and will cost you less in the long run because you are not paying for the hiring fee and to make that staff member happy because they don't have as much money as the other employees. Tip 7 is keep guests happy. So add seating, food places, and entertainment to keep all of them entertained. So you need to add seating around the museum so that the guests can sit in different places around. It doesn't really matter where you add them, just kind of periodically drop them around the museum because they just like to sit randomly in different areas. Also add food places because otherwise they will start to complain that they get hungry or thirsty. Ideally, maybe one at the front of the museum and then one at the back of the museum, but you could add them periodically through the museum as well. It just depends how big your museum gets and if you want to keep them into sections so that they are sectioned off into different areas, or if you just want them sprinkled throughout. You need to remember to keep bins next to them as well and put bins throughout the museum because guests will walk off with the snacks and generally drop rubbish everywhere, so keep that in mind. And regarding the entertainment is things like gift shops or the interactive displays, or the exhibits come with traits and perks which will also give you additional bonuses or drawbacks. Tip 8 is keep an eye on your finances. So monitor your budget and don't overspend on things like decoration, on staff, expeditions, interactive displays, building rooms. You can also monitor your staff pay. So if you go to your staff list and go under pay review, you can also see how much your staff is being paid and whether they are happy or sad, and you can adjust this accordingly. You can adjust your ticket prices. So if you charge too much, guests won't visit and this will hurt your overall cash flow. But if you charge too little, you won't make enough money. You can also optimize where your gift shop is placed. So if you place your gift shop near the exits, visitors will more likely make a purchase before leaving than if you were to place it in the middle of your museum. And also, please use the loan function as a last resort. But they are designed to give you an instant boost in cash, but you have to make sure you can clear the repayment plan, because otherwise you start to get into negative money, and this is where you get into trouble again. Tip 9 is don't forget about the buzz on each exhibit and in your museum. So the buzz mechanics is all about generating excitement and keeping visitors entertained. It works as kind of like a meter that influences how people visit your museum and how much they enjoy their experience. So the higher your buzz, the more people will want to check out your museum, and you can gain buzz by doing the events, like running limited time events, making sure guests are happy and leave with positive feedback. But each exhibit also has a buzz tab that you can look at, and it tells you the base buzz of each exhibit, quality buzz, and each exhibit has a bonus buzz that if you hit gives you extra bonus to increase the exhibit's buzz for visitors. And the very last tip, tip 10, is use the interface to your advantage. So you can watch visitor heat maps, and this shows where guests spend their most time, what the visitors' needs are, like hunger, thirst, what the temperature of the museum is, what the buzz of the exhibits are, what the inspiration of the exhibits are. This is a really good tool to kind of wrap your head around, so try that out. It also allows you to track your guests' needs in real time as well. You can pause the game at any point to make big changes. So if you need to delete rooms, add to rooms, delete walls, and rearrange the whole museum, you can plan this out while the game is paused. So that way the visitors won't get trapped anywhere or scared or anything like that. And there is also some achievements that are in game that give you extra kudos points. So there is a sticker book, and it gives you objectives to work towards if you are stuck with any gameplay or want to do something different. And this gives you kudos to be able to spend on different items in the game. And it's a great way of just having like a little mini achievement area, and it gives you something extra to do in the game. So I hope these tips help you to build the best museum possible. If you found this helpful, please hit the like and subscribe for more cozy gaming tips and cute and cozy gaming recommendations. Let me know in the comments below, have you played 2 Point Museum? What do you think of 2 Point Museum? I am loving this game so far. It is my favourite one out of the 2 Point franchise. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. As always, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!